Hi, I'm Dusty Shell, Director with Usborne Books More, and today I'm going to share with you some of our history books that make history more interesting than most textbooks. Let's get started with The Story of Inventions. This basically just gives you the life stories of a bunch of fun inventors, things like chocolate or jeans or the television or computers or even various ways that doctors put people out for surgery before there was anesthesia. Zippers, everything. There's all kinds of fun information in here with illustrations and tidbits that you can learn about all kinds of fun inventions. And then we have our internet linked encyclopedias, which are fabulous resources that you can use from elementary school up until even high school. Here's the Encyclopedia of the Ancient World, and this is the Encyclopedia of World History. This one has a more broad scope of different time periods, whereas this one just covers early civilizations up to the fall of Rome. So they're both really good, but this one's a little more specified. Both include internet links, which means they have links to websites that can give you even more information than is shared in the book if you want to elaborate down a rabbit trail that you find your child is interested in. These are better than normal encyclopedias because they talk to your child in not a dry tone, but an informative one, but also break things down with lots of fun facts and tidbits and pictures to accompany the text. Then here is a fun picture book, Then and Now, and this is interesting because it goes through and tells you how here's a store in one time period and how we shop now in a store, and a school and what it looked like then and now, and there's just various different drawing rooms and houses, how people went to the beach then and now, and so on and so forth. And it's just fun to take a look and show your children how people did things differently than we do now. Living Long Ago takes a look at just daily life in different time periods, and this is a popular book. You can see ours is a little worn because we like it, and it has different categories: clothes and fashion, houses and homes, food and eating, and travel and transport, and it just lays out with big illustrations and pockets of information telling you how these different Romans, ancient Egyptians, medieval times, how they did each of these categories, and explained how they hunted for food, how they heated their homes, how they clothed themselves, all sorts of fun information. Now, this book is my favorite, and this book is actually one of the very first Usborne books that we owned, except for we owned it in individual books, whereas this is a combined volume with all of them in it, and it covers, it takes the perspective that you are traveling through time, hence time traveler, and it takes you through various time periods. We have Vikings, and Rome and Romans, and pharaohs, and I believe the last one is Knights and Castles, yes, and it goes through all these times. Big, big illustrated pages with lots of little captions that show you through every page the different aspects of the time period that it is sharing with you. This is a great resource, especially for younger children, because there's so many pictures that it captures their interest as you're reading it to them. We have a very broad variety of sticker books that can accompany your history studies. Our very popular sticker dressing and sticker dolly dressing books. We have, they're kind of like a modern paper doll where you get, these are used, so you'll get to see, my kids have already dressed them, but you get explorers or whatever the topic of the book, and then they get stickers of the clothing and some information about what's going on the page, so that after you've used all the stickers, there's some of the stickers you can see not used, you can still use the book as a reference because it will share with you a little information. And just a quick run through of some of these. Here's Explorers, Victorian Fashion, Fashion Long Ago, First and Second World War, Warriors, Knights, Long Ago, Greek Myths, and there's more on the website as well, but these are just some of the ones that I have in my home. We also have a few other types of sticker books that aren't paper doll-like. Here's the Egyptian Mummy sticker book. This is kind of a fun one. It's got really gross information in it too, but kids like that sort of thing. And it's just a really colorful, cartoony introduction to mummies and how people were mummified and why and the process and all of that, with some sticker fun. And then we have books like this one, the Renaissance sticker book, that comes with big stickers and is maybe for a slightly older child. the stickers you match to the faded out version of it on the informational pages in the book. We have a couple of fun flap books that are appropriate. Look Inside a Castle. This tells you all about medieval lives and how people lived in castles and functioned in them and the various roles of people within the castle. But the best part is all of the flaps. As you can see, every flap has even more information behind it, and every page has lots of flaps, some big, some little, and it's just fun to work through and discover all of the details this way with your children. And then we have a bigger one, See Inside Exploration and Discovery, which also goes through explorers through time and in different areas of the world, and also has lots of flaps with lots of relevant information about the explorers and what they found and where they were going and why. And finally, we have some fun, especially if you're into myths and Greek myths, our illustrated series. Here's illustrated stories of Greek myths and illustrated story of Norse myths, and these are both fun because they read more like a picture book, but they're telling you about the stories that the people in those times actually believed. Let's take a peek in this one. This one's a favorite here too. And the text is for probably, you know, read aloud to your younger children, but if they're a little bit older, they can read it themselves. But they're just super fun. We have a couple of those for older kids as well. Greek myths and legends. These are always interesting to kids. I don't know. This is a big one. This is for a much older child, probably late middle school or older. It does have some illustrations, but it's much more wordy. Cyclops. Those are some history books that your children may enjoy to help make their studies more fun.